season for me, it's a new place, a new boat with new department heads.
Best thing to do is feed them alcohol.
I've never hit anything in my career, ever.
Bring me a naked man and bring it to me now.
Challenge accepted.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Below Deck Med Edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife. And co-host, it's the one, co-captain. Jeez. Co-captain. It's funny because, well.
You saved me.
It's the one and only Teresa.
Ahoy, everyone. How's everyone doing?
It's such second nature to do this intro now that I'm thinking of other things. I'm writing shopping lists in my head. I'm thinking about what I have to do at the gym, and I'm just going through it. This time I was thinking, I bet you Teresa's going to forget to say ahoy. And in my head, I was like, I hope she says ahoy. And then I blew it. I blew it.
I'm glad you blew it.
That's a metaphor for life because when you worry about other people, you're not focused on yourself. And then you end up messing. No. I'm saying I'm speaking for myself here.
I know.
I was so concerned whether Teresa was going to hit her mark that I missed mine. And that's a metaphor for life, Teresa.
I love you, but I'm glad you messed up.
Because you were able to shine. We're all human.
We're all human, but I love to shine.
Yeah. And you were able to. And my lack of shine made you shine that much
Even more. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate that.
We are here to talk about Below Deck Mediterranean.
We're like NASCAR drivers. We just push each other and one has to fall for the other one to win.
It's true, and I'm always trying to drift behind you because you are the star of the show. And
what are you talking about? I drift behind you too. I push you to the top.
No, I know, but drifting is usually if we're not teammates, even if we are teammates.
Teammates. What are you talking about?
I'm speaking of NASCAR.
Oh.
If I got behind you, I'm trying to use the drift behind.
Yeah.
So that is, I used to think this was a 50-50 podcast, and I learn each and every week that people tune in for you and they put up with me.
No, they don't. That's
okay,
BS.
Teresa.
People tune in for us because if it was just me doing this podcast, people would not listen. People like what we have.
Okay.
People like
That's
the
what
banter.
I tell myself.
No, they do. I could not do this without you. Let's just be honest, right?
All right.
So people tune in for our conversations.
It takes
no
two.
one wants to just hear me blabbering about all these shows. Like no one wants that.
All right. Well, I hope that's true, Teresa. This ship has two captains.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about the ship with one captain, home.
Ugh.
Captain Sandy does the work of 10 captains. She is a captain. She is a cruise director. She is a therapist, a doctor.
She needs to brush her hair.
I'm at 4, I think. She's not a stylist. She's not a hairstylist.
Well, it's because, you know, when you lay down a pillow and then you just get up and start doing shit without brushing your hair.
You have bedhead.
She has bedhead.
Oh.
You could see when she was telling the guest about the bad weather.
Yeah.
I'm like, you were just napping. Oh, I see what you're doing. You just woke up.
All right, we're going to get to all that and more. Before we do, a little housekeeping. Guys, follow us on social media. On Instagram, to be exact. I don't even know what's going on with Facebook. Is Facebook a thing? Did Elon Musk?
I talk to peeps on Facebook.
Did a billionaire buy Facebook yet? What's going on over there? But follow us primarily on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. We keep you updated on all things over there. We post memes once in a while, and I think we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. And speaking of crazy, what's filling our dance card a lot, what's filling our calendar quite a bit is the Patreon. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. And so a lot of our free time, if you can call it free time, which we used to spend sitting around coming up with memes, is now over on the Patreon coming up with bonus content. And we just dropped a bonus episode for our Family Affair friends. That is coverage of the first, well, speaking of boats, if you guys like this.
Boats.
If you guys like this show, Below Deck, well, maybe you checked out The Real Love Boat.
Yeah.
We sure did. That's what our bonus episode was this month for the Family Affair level. We had a good time over there. So that's up on the Patreon for the Family Affair level. There's video, there's audio. Also, just for the Cousins Club and Family Affair, we cover the single life. Also, we have other bonuses coming up. We may or may not be in costume for a Halloween bonus. that is set to drop October 31st.
I think a lot of people are just, oh, for God's sake, is it the 31st so they can stop saying that?
And very soon, only a few more days, and you will find out whether or not we are in costume.
But guys, we may or may not
No promises.
ever stop saying we may or may
Oh,
not.
that's maybe our new thing. I think it may not be our new thing, but
I think it may or may not be my new thing.
oh boy, I'm sick of it too, guys. So
Guys,
tune in.
that's not true. That's not true. John, this is all he does.
This is
We're
Teresa's-
home and
this is
John is
Teresa's
like, I
bit.
may or may not want to eat dinner.
Oh my gosh.
I'm waiting to be fat.
Oh gosh.
I'm like,
All
ah.
right. Patreon.com/MarriedToReality for all that and more. I think you guys will enjoy the Halloween bonus edition, whether or not we are in costume, because again, we may or may not be. But you'll have to tune in to find out. Patreon.com/MarriedToReality. Thank you to all our patrons who are patrons already. They're not even hearing this. I'm thanking them and they're not hearing this because maybe you guys don't know. We cut all the housekeeping out for our Patreon episodes.
Yeah, so guys, if you're sick of us doing this, like blah, blah, blah,
If you're just
blah,
like,
blah.
I tune in to hear you recap the show, not to hear you pitch Instagram and Patreon, well, get on the Patreon. It's not there.
But also, guys, we actually, whenever we do house cleaning and we pitch it in real time, we don't pre-record it.
No, this is real.
This is
real
very
to go.
real. It's not just you having to listen. It's just us having to talk about it.
I almost feel bad sometimes because we do cut it out of the Patreon, and I think we have some fun doing
We
the
do,
housekeeping.
I know.
And I'm like,
But
but they could listen to the free podcast as well if they wanted to, and then they would hear the ads. They would hear the
Yeah.
housekeeping. So they get it both. The patrons get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
So get on that. Get over there. We're having a lot of fun. Also, just make sure you're following the podcast right here, wherever you're listening. Whatever platform, Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you follow the podcast. It's so easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
guys, smash it like it's as hard as the cannonball.
Woo! Yes. At
was
first I was
really
like,
cool, right?
I was like, who did a cannonball? Thinking someone jumped off the boat and did
No.
a cannonball. The actual
Yeah.
fire
that was really
in the
cool.
hole.
That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Cool. So smash it like it's that hot. And last but not least, thank you for the reviews. We love, love, love the reviews. We need the reviews. It helps us get noticed. It helps us get out there. If you leave a 5-star review, we read it on the main podcast, the 90-day podcast, the one that comes out on Monday night. So leave a review and you'll get it read on the
Yeah.
podcast. All right. That's it. That's the housekeeping. Thank you guys for hanging in there. What do you say before we get into this episode, we do our favorite segment? It's a segment we call Boat Name This Segment. Because you guys have seen the episode. You've seen the boat. You say, that's a nice boat. That's a terrible name. Home. Who named that? I hope they had to walk the plank. I hope they had a cannonball shot at them. No, that'd be too violent. But we rename the boat every week in accordance to what happened on the episode. And we're going to do it right now. We're going to do it right now. And as always, ladies first.
All right. My boat name of this episode is my number one boat name of this episode.
I'm guessing you have 3.
Of course. Why are you even asking?
Come on.
Is frenemies.
Shut the front door.
You have frenemies too?
I don't. But I almost did. I almost did.
What?
Because let me just explain your boat name. Because here's why I was going to do frenemies. Because Kyle, Natasha, and Natalya were all kind of
Yeah.
enemies.
Yeah.
And then they became friends this
They're
episode.
frenemies.
They're frenemies.
They're frenemies.
My boat name was going to be frenemies. Wow. This is as close as we got.
Why did you change your mind?
Because I have others.
Okay.
And I was like, is it frenemy? Is that a good boat
Oh,
name? Or is
I
it-
first had frenemy, but I'm
Right.
like, there's more than
Right.
one frenemy, so I went to frenemies.
kind of why I bailed on it.
Get out of here.
We are so...
Get out of here.
We're dolphins over here. All right. My first boat name, I'm going to talk about Dave and Natasha. They're hot, they're cold, they're yes, then they're no, they're in, then they're out, they're up, then they're down. It's not a Katy Perry song. But my first boat name is talking about how much emotion is going on and how it's ever changing, right?
Yeah.
My first boat name, Teresa, Waves of Emotion.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Waves
It's
of
a good boat
Emotion.
name.
I know.
It's a good boat name.
That's my first boat name.
All right, so my boat name number 2, since you mentioned Dave and Natasha,
Sure.
right? My boat name number 2 is Pillow No Talk.
Hello, Pillow No Talk.
What?
Hello, yes.
What?
And Storm and Natalya having Pillow Talk
Yeah, well,
once again.
But pillow no talk.
I like it. Pillow no talk.
Thank you.
Cool. My second boat name. This is going to be in reference to the dinner service that we witnessed this episode. Okay, I see a big smile on Therese's face. I think she also must have a dinner service boat name.
Yeah.
Here we go. My second boat name is Slow, Slow, Slow Your Boat.
That's pretty good. I once had something like
I think you did,
that.
but slow, slow, slow your boat.
All right. So since you brought up how slow they were,
Yes.
my boat name number 3 is Chop Chop.
Whoa! Do you understand how good of a name that is?
It's very good.
Explain it.
Because it's chop chop, like speed up. Chop chop, it's a choppy water. Chop chop, just cut the freaking salad, Dave,
So
because
good.
people are waiting.
So good, Teresa. You never cease to amaze me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think you're going to like my third boat name.
All right, all right.
It's got one of your favorite words in it.
Dinosaur?
It's got wordplay.
Okay.
And it was
seal?
it
Okay,
was
go.
sort of the emotion that the guests were feeling when they heard about the choppy sea and the big waves and how they wouldn't be able to go out on the water. They were going to stay in the dock.
Can I guess it?
Guess it.
Is it seal of disapproval?
No, but that's great. You're on fire today.
I just came up with that.
You're on fire.
All right.
My third and final boat name. What the swell?
Oh!
What the swell? We can't go out because of this water. What the swell?
I like that.
Thank you, Teresa.
Swell is one of my favorite words.
Swell's
Together
one-
with seal, that's why I said it.
Yes. There we go. A very good showing on boat name, the second of this episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, Teresa.
Oh, well done, Jonathan.
Thank you. Shall we get into this episode now?
Let's pick up where we left off.
We tend to do that a lot on this season. More so than any season past. I feel like every episode is to be continued.
And then we pick up.
And so we continue.
Yeah.
We're at dinner. There was this argument that started last episode because Kyle was talking trash about Natalya and Sandy overheard. And so everyone's at everyone's throats.
Yes, but I have to give kudos to Natalya because she's very calm about it. She's like, let's not do it right here. Let's do it during work hours. Like, come on, Kyle. Like, very calm.
It turned into this whole thing where everyone kind of went their separate ways, but we're like, this is a restaurant vibe. We're in a restaurant. We should be adults. I'm like, huh? Like, since when do you guys care? You guys get trashed and go nuts. You don't care about anyone around you. But all of a sudden, it's like, this is a restaurant vibe. So we should be on our restaurant behavior, guys.
Yeah. So, yes, as you said, Kyle storms off. Natasha follows him. Classic, right?
Yeah.
And storms off. But I guess he went to McDonald's.
I think he tried to go to McDonald's. I guess they're not 24 hours in Spain, but they were closed. And so he's like, I'm out of here. And him and Natalya end up leaving to have a little midnight snack of their own back on the boat.
Yeah.
Reed has no idea what's going on. I felt so bad. He's like, I think this is kind of like in college when everyone got drunk and fought. Like, that's his point of reference to this.
Yeah, he's trying to smooth things over, but he doesn't really know what he's trying to smooth.
No, and that's why I feel bad for him, is because he just arrived to this boat and it's in disarray. It's in complete chaos. He doesn't understand the dynamics of these people. He doesn't understand why can't we all just get along? He showed up and everyone's at everyone's throat. And so how is he going to fit in? And he can't really.
Yeah, but before Natalya and Storm take off, they go to a different bar, right?
Yeah.
And Kyle is like, we've never been friends. You never asked me about my life. And she's like, so, okay, I think I saw you guys chatting at the beginning. I think you were friends.
I think so.
I think he's just pissed and drunk and says things that he probably should not.
Yeah.
But Natalya is still pretty calm, but telling Natasha, you're the chief stew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to do something. You have to say something during work hours.
Yeah.
And I think after this, her and Storm just left. And I think that was very smart on her end. Instead of kept this crazy shit going, she's like, I'm calm. Let me just leave. I don't want to get into anything too crazy.
Well, it's good that she was able to leave that situation. But Natasha goes and is walking with Dave, and she puts herself in another bad situation. And I get that she didn't really put herself in another bad situation. She should be able to just walk home with anyone and it'd be fine. But just her being alone with Dave, Dave starts getting all crazy again and asking, "Oh, are you still with your boyfriend? Are you guys still
because
together?"
he's not over her.
I know. And it's a tough situation, right? You're stuck on this boat. There's only so many places you can go. But I guess just her choosing to walk alone with Dave gives him this sense of hope of, oh my, maybe she is into me. She doesn't even engage with that question,
No.
are you still together? She avoids the topic. But yes, Dave is not ready to give up on this relationship. He thinks maybe there's still something there. And then did he end up taking a van alone? Was he riding in that van by himself back to the boat?
Who? Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
felt
that.
Yeah.
He was like telling the cameras, he's like, I probably should give up at this point, but I feel there is hope.
No, there's
Dave.
not. And she's not doing anything to give you this sense of hope.
She's been flirting with him.
I don't.
She's been.
Is it flirty
like,
or is it
think-
just cordial and nice?
I think she's been a little too friendly with someone who she knows has feelings for her and just
Maybe.
trying his best.
Maybe, but yeah, whatever it was that she was doing gives him this false sense of hope.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like if someone's in love with you and you know it,
Clap your hands.
even like thing when they went to the club, right? They had a day off. They were all like together and she was telling the cameras like, yeah, like Dave is like really, really great, like really fun. And she was giving him these signals that, yeah, I mean, I still like you, but I have a boyfriend now.
But and maybe that's where that false sense of security for her came from was, I have a boyfriend. He knows I have a boyfriend. I can be nice to him, and he should know that. It's just on a friend level because I'm in a relationship. But he doesn't see it that way. He sees it as, well, you cheated on your boyfriend once with me. You can probably cheat on him again.
But as you said, it's a small boat. I'm sure Dave heard all her fights and arguments with her boyfriend,
True.
either on the phone or secondhand from someone, right? People
That's a
talk.
good point.
So he knows that their relationship isn't perfect.
No. So they get back to the boat. They head to their cabins, and drunk Dave is back at it again because he starts texting Natasha, and he texts her sweet dreams at 2:21. A harmless, if you can call it harmless, I think it's somewhat harmless. Sweet dreams, right? No response. And you can see the timestamps. 8 minutes later, he texts sweet dreams, nothing for 8 minutes. So then he writes, wish it were better for us. So hard loving you. LOL. Fuck the others. I believe in you. Just sucks how you treat me sometimes.
What is that message? Why the LOL, Dave?
He's trying to soften it a little bit, but like, just if you want to say goodnight, if you want to say sweet dreams, that's great. End it there. Sweet dreams.
Yeah. That
Sorry it
reminds
got
me-
awkward.
That reminded me of this old meme when it was like a mom texting her daughter saying, oh, grandma passed away, LOL. And then the daughter was like, why is that funny, mom? She's like, it's not funny. It's like, you're laughing out loud. And mom was like, oh, I thought it was lots of love.
Lots of love. Yeah. I feel like years ago.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to tell you a personal story. One of my friends, I think it was a friend of a friend, got married, posted a picture of their wedding day. It was like her and her husband in her dress and yada, yada, the whole thing, right? She posted the photo on Facebook. And again, it was like a grandma comments, you're a beautiful bride, LOL. This is why old people shouldn't have technology.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
This is what we're talking about it, and we mentioned this on this podcast. I just don't know if it was on Below Deck or we've been podcasting for a while. But there's like, once in a while, it comes out of nowhere. One of these big meme accounts reshare it over and over of the bios of old ladies on Instagram. I mean, on Facebook.
Yeah.
And every single time I see it somewhere, I die.
Yes.
Laughing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It was like this is grandma and then her bio just says spaghetti. Because it's like
Say
always
no
an
more,
accident
Grandma.
of like them maybe trying to do something else.
Trying to like
or-
Google a recipe
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. Next morning, so Dave has just spilled his heart out, texted Natasha. Next morning, she wakes up and she reads it because, yes, she was passed out the night before. That's why she didn't respond to you. She's not giving you the cold shoulder. She went to sleep, and now you're making an ass of yourself Because if you had just left it at sweet dreams, it would have been
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, but Natasha texts him back saying, Dave, thank you for caring, but please only text me about work-related things. Hope you understand.
This is my work number, as it says, as you have it stored in your phone. Natasha work. Let's just keep this line mainly for business.
And that's him off.
Well, we flash back to the issues they had weeks ago, episodes ago.
Yeah.
And I forgot how scary it was. I forgot how terrible he was, calling her a slut.
Yeah,
and
he was nasty.
it was how quickly you forget. You watch all these shows, you forget. That was bad behavior, Dave.
Yeah.
So you should just be happy that you guys are on speaking terms after that, let alone now you're trying to get back in her pants.
Oh, yeah. So Dave texts back. He's like, understood. Working with you is going to be shit for the next couple of charters. That's not a good answer. Just
be a professional.
Just say understood and leave it at
be a
that.
professional.
Leave it at that.
Yeah. Then,
I was just gonna say, but at this point, literally everyone hates Natasha but Kyle.
yes, alliances were formed. So Sandy is checking on the weather, as she does, and the wind is looking bad.
Choppy.
Little choppy.
Ocean.
But okay, that's to worry about another time. Right now, it's the preference sheet meeting.
Yes. All right. Charter number 8. Is it Gary? No.
Gerald.
Gerald and Catherine.
Yeah, so Gerald and Catherine Miller. They're celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary.
We are the Millers.
We Are the Millers. Great movie.
Great movie.
That's a great hotel. There's a few great hotel room movies. Like when you get to a hotel and you're tired and you jump in bed, or you come back from a long night and you jump in bed, you put it on. We Are the Millers is a great hotel movie. Really, anything with Adam Sandler
Yeah.
is a great hotel room
Or
movie.
Jennifer Aniston.
Or any Jennifer Aniston, which she's in We Are
Yeah.
the Millers. Meet the Parents, I like. That's an older hotel
Yeah.
movie, but that's a great one. And then just as a TV show, The Office. You
The
put
Office.
and Shark Tank. Those two shows in a hotel, nothing beats it. All right, so they're celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. They are bringing along their youngest daughter, Lila, who is a yacht broker, and she's going to celebrate her 21st birthday aboard the yacht.
How are you 21 and you're a yacht broker?
I know. It's a great it's a great question.
Did you go to college, or is it a sidekick for when you are in college?
A what?
A sidekick?
A side gig?
Okay, a side gig?
Yeah.
Did you just graduated and you became a yacht broker because your dad is loaded?
I think they're in the business. I think the parents are in the business. So it's going to be a family affair. No pun intended. Get on the Patreon. And so Dave's got plans. Sushi is going to be prepared. And then for the big 25th, Spanish tapas, a big paella, an absolute fiesta.
Yeah.
So a little bit more. The Millers love to jet ski and they love to snorkel.
And they basically love any water sport. So the toys should be out at all times.
Of course,
which
that's
is
Sandy's
an
orders.
ongoing theme.
Sandy's orders, toys out all the time. But again, bad news, the weather. So Sandy's like, we're not going to be getting off the dock.
At all. We'll see. We'll see.
Let's see. So here's where frenemies
Yes.
takes shape, because Natasha said, I don't want to have this discussion over drinks. We're drunk. Let's do it at a better, more sober time. So this is kind of the time that they have their meeting to talk. Kyle, Natalya, and Natasha have this meeting to talk through their issues.
That's a meeting that should have happened like 5 charters ago.
Yeah. But it got to a point, it got real bad, so they're going to address it now.
Yeah, so they're trying to smooth things over. Natalya and Kyle are arguing again, right? And Natalya says, at least I don't say shit behind your back. Like, I say to your face, you talk shit behind my back, to the point that Captain Sandy has to talk to you, right? And Natasha, and this is why I don't think that she's a good stew. Because she's like, she steps in and says, well, actually, I heard that you were saying things behind my back. That's not what you're supposed to say.
You shouldn't, but I almost feel like she was trying to level the playing field. Like, look, we're all having shit said behind our backs. Let's put an end to that. Let's all be one team.
She took Kyle's side. She should not be taking anyone's side. They have an issue between the two of them. She, as the chief stew, should just try to resolve it. She should not be taking sides. And she took Kyle's side once again.
I guess
No,
she was
it
taking
happened.
she was taking her side too, because she wasn't going, yeah, you're saying shit behind Kyle's back. She's saying, I'm having shit said behind my back. Kyle's having shit said behind your back. You're having shit said. And she's going, let's just talk about it to each other face to face instead of going behind each other's
And
backs.
Natalya also went to Natasha before, said things to her face, and Natasha took it
True.
as she's trying to take my spot.
True.
Like, she is a really bad chief stew. I'll tell you that.
Worst we've seen. And I know we've only watched a couple seasons.
Yeah, but she sucks.
she sucks.
She seems like a nice person. She seems like all bubbly, sure, but she sucks.
Who did the hiring on this boat? Because if you think about it, whoever put these people in positions of power should not be in power. They put Reagan. You remember Reagan?
Yeah.
See you later, Reagan. Whoever, Storm took the lead and he's doing better. But whoever put Natasha in this position of power, no, Natasha should go the way of Reagan. And even Dave as head chef, okay, he's a good chef, but he's clearly got issues personally, which isn't good.
Well, I think that Natasha is as good at the service. I think she can keep the guests entertained.
That's only part of her job. The other part is to be a leader of her team.
That's my thing. I think she's a good stew. I don't think she's a good chief stew.
Right.
I don't think she's a good leader. I'm not saying she's bad at her job. I think she actually is good at what she does.
Yeah.
But she's bad at being the leader.
Yeah, that's a good point. Whatever, however you feel about the way things were addressed, they work it out, right? Kyle tells Natalya, you're outstanding. I apologize for my words. No excuse for calling you a bitch or whatever. He says he's sorry.
Yeah.
Natalya finally hears it and accepts it, gets up, gives Kyle a hug. He's crying. They're hugging. And then the big group hug, the big frenemy group hug.
Yeah,
where
let's see how long that's going to last.
everyone apologizes. Yeah. I mean, there's only 2 charters left. I hope they could make it
really?
last. Yeah, there's 2 charters left. But they agree, like, let's hit the reset button.
Okay.
Let's start fresh. So I think they can. All right. I think that's a good place to take a break.
Let's take a break.
Because when we come back, we're going to meet the Millers. All right. We'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Ahoy, Jonathan.
Ahoy, Teresa. Look at you.
Ahoy,
You didn't even
ahoy.
need me to screw up this time. You got it. All right. You ready to rock?
Let's rock.
Rock the boat, because it's a little rocky, a little choppy. And
All right.
Sandy's going to break the bad news to the crew first.
Yeah. And then we have the guests arriving.
Yeah. And she's going to break the bad news to the guest.
Here's the shitty part about this.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful outside. It's sunny.
I know.
It's not windy. It's all great.
It's a false sense of security.
So it's like maybe a slightly windy, but it's all good. They don't understand what's going on outside of the port, right?
Right.
So her telling the guests, like, unfortunately, we won't be able to leave the port. They're like, what the fuck? Like,
It's sunny here. Well,
But-
and that's why we're staying here, guys.
but luckily, they are boaties. So.
You say luckily, I say unfortunately, because as soon as they board, Lila, who's this daughter, is just trying to flex all of her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why is the beam so short? You guys notice the beam so short? And Natasha's like, huh? Are you asking why the room is small? She's just, we get it.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
work
yeah.
on boats. Just enjoy. You booked this boat. You chartered this boat. Stop complaining. We get it. You work in the industry.
Yeah.
The best part, I thought, was Sandy showing Lila the weather.
Yeah.
The weather forecast, because Sandy's basically like, all right, I'm going to use what she thinks she knows against her and go, come here. You know a lot about boats, right? So obviously you look at this and you see, as someone who knows boats, you can see we can't go out there, right? And Lila doesn't want to pretend or doesn't want to show that she doesn't know. So she's like, oh yeah, we definitely shouldn't. I agree, Captain. I wouldn't take it, right?
I picked up on that
So
too.
I thought that was so good. Sandy's so smart. She's the best. A+, A1. Love Sandy.
Sandy is the best.
She's the best. In the galley, here we go again with Dave and Natasha.
Things are boiling up.
Hey, boiling over.
Aw, because Natasha has had enough with Dave and his shitty behavior. So
Yeah.
she's like, stop being shitty, right? So you're being rude to me all morning. I didn't do anything to you, which is true. Like, honestly, even if she did give him some false sense of hope. He's a mature man. Like, he should not be acting on it when he's drunk.
True. Everything was going so well and he got drunk and he blew it. But I wish she recognized a little bit how in love Dave is with her.
So in love.
And handled him with kid gloves a little bit more. Just recognize, okay, this guy's really into me. I should probably just be nice to him. It'll be easier if I keep distancing myself and shitting on him. He's just going to get more and more worked up. It's like, I have 2 charters left. Let me just play nice.
But here is the thing. Maybe that's what she was trying to do before. Maybe I'll take back what I said. She was just trying to be nice to him, and he took it as
he read it the wrong way.
Sign.
That's
so
an
maybe
interesting...
maybe I'll take back her flirting. Maybe she was just trying to be nice, and he just took it as, all right, I still have a shot.
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah, maybe he read it the wrong way. So, all right, we heard the weather's bad, but we got to go see it for ourselves. So Storm and Courtney take the tender out to check on the surf, and yes, what the swell. The water is rough. The water is choppy.
Very rough. Very choppy.
And Storm just says, yeah, we're not taking the guests out in the harbor. No chance. And then he goes back and he tells Sandy, he reports back what he saw, and he goes, maybe we can take them to a museum or something. We can organize cars and take them to a museum. No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't, and maybe I do, but ask me. What upset me was that they just go and they book this museum. They go and book this cannon experience. Maybe I just want to lay on the deck, get tan, and have drinks.
Very true.
I don't want to go on a field trip.
Very true.
Ask me first, right?
I agree.
That kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
But they tell the guests, so let's go on a tour. First they eat a lunch. Lunch looks good. They like it.
Spicy salmon, sake.
Yeah.
Have you done a sake bomb?
Yeah, with you and our friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that was your first time?
Yeah.
I used to do them in college, and woo!
I would do it again.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It can get a little messy.
Yeah.
But it's a fun time. Okay, so yes, the private tour, the cannons, the vans, the experience. Yeah. They were into it, I guess.
Well, kind of, but they kept every 5 minutes they're asking, like, are we gonna be able to leave the dog tomorrow?
Yeah.
What's going on with the weather? Can we leave the dog? Are we going to leave the dog? Can you put a toys out? Like, are we leaving the dog
That's what
tomorrow?
they paid for.
Well, yeah.
I would be asking that too. And again, the weather seems fine, so
I know.
can we at least go a little bit out so we can swim? That would be my question too.
Well, you don't want to swim in the bay with their boats.
No, but they were curious because of course that's what they were planning. They're at the cannons instead. Reed was into the cannons. You want to talk about someone who's into the cannons? Forget the nude women taking photos. That was not for Reed. These cannons.
I feel like he's from the South. I feel like they're all into this army kind of things.
Maybe.
Like
Roll Tide.
the war between the North and the South.
The Civil War.
The Civil War.
I think you're generalizing a little bit much there. He might be into American history, but
Well, he looks like someone who is. That's why.
Here we go.
What are you talking about? Like, why not? I think
He looks like someone who watches football on Sunday. That's as far as I'll take my stereotype.
All right.
But yeah, so they're checking out the cannons. On the boat, Storm and Natalya, they're getting cozy again. And Natalya is up for it, even though she was kind of distancing herself from Storm previously.
Yeah.
Now she's back on. And it's interesting because when Dave and Natasha got good, that's when Storm and Natalya got bad. And now that Dave and Natasha are bad,
that's a good point.
Storm and Natalya are getting closer again. It's this weird yin and this yang.
Yeah, well, Dave and Natasha are over for good. Let's just put it out there.
As they should be.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty toxic together. So I think
Very toxic.
I hope they never get booked on the same charter again. Because you tried. Guys, look, you tried. It's gotten bad to the point where you're ruining guest experiences.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should accept charters together again.
Well, speaking of ruining guest experiences, so they're prepping for the dinner. It's a Spanish-style dinner for the 25th anniversary.
Yes.
Right? It looks beautiful. Everything looks great.
Did you see the roses made from napkins?
Yes.
That was
nice.
Very, very nice touch.
Very nice touch, yeah. So everything's ready. The guests are back.
Yeah.
And they say, yes, we want a dinner at 8:30. And when Natasha told Dave, he's like, ugh. Like, he just has a bad attitude.
Right. Right.
to begin with.
And again, it's not Natasha's job to sit there and hype Dave up, but it is her job to provide a good guest experience.
Yeah.
And so if by her being just a little bit nicer to Dave would get his head in the game, then everyone would be better off. And that's where I go, you know what? I get it, Natasha. You're over it. You're sick of him. But maybe just while we're working, while we're on this charter, just be overly nice. Try to be overly nice because everyone will just work better and it's going to be better for everyone. So that was just my perception and feeling of their dynamic. But I get it. If you feel some way about Dave, then you feel some way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So bread service starts. A rye bread with a cacao. Come on. That sounds delicious.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. Chocolate rye.
I'm not sure I'm into that.
Do you like rye bread?
Is it the one that you get for lunch?
Yeah.
The marble one?
Well, I get a marble rye.
Oh, I like the marble.
You just like the way it looks.
Yeah, I like the way it looks. It looks cute.
Marlboro is a cigarette, which you also like. Marble rye
Okay.
is a bread.
Anything marble.
Okay.
All right.
So, yes.
I
just saw Teresa gaze off.
Because I just started
thinking about
picturing the
food.
bread. The bread looks so good. Oh,
Yes.
he looks good. I don't eat American bread. I'll just say it. I only eat what I make. We make bagels and stuff.
yeah.
I just think that a lot of American breads, people put sugar in it. I'm like, why? Like, make it like a fucking bread.
Okay.
Make it easy. Make
All
it
right.
simple, right? All right. So the dinner starts and it's not going too well.
You can see Dave in the kitchen. His head is just not in the game. He's like
No.
throwing trays around and stuff. It's like, be a professional, man. Get your head in the game.
Yes. And it's taking too much time. And I wrote it down before the guests started complaining. You can tell how much time it actually takes.
Well, here's the funny thing. A couple of dishes come out and they're good. The guests like them. But what's taking a while is this paella. And paellas are notorious for taking a long time.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to a restaurant that serves paellas, on the menu it usually says like, please allow 30 minutes for
That's
this paella.
right. We just went to Miami a few months back and we got a paella. And I remember it did say that.
Where did we get a
Well,
paella?
there was like a really nice hotel. We were sitting outside. It was my birthday, you slut.
Yeah. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful scene. I wish we could drop the name. I forget.
I forgot too, but we get a paella.
You're right.
And it
And
did
they warn
say
you.
that.
And they warn
Yeah,
you.
they did warn us. And we're like, sure, keep the drinks coming.
Now, here's the difference, I guess. Dave knew from the preference sheet meeting that he was going to make a paella.
Yeah.
And so you have a little bit more of a heads up than just a couple sitting down at a restaurant saying, hey, I'm going to have a paella, and you got to start.
Yeah,
from
they
then.
should have told the guest that it might take a while, and he should have had small plates prepared in between and drinks and something.
Yeah.
But they let them sit there and wait around. And I think the main charter guests, the anniversary lovebirds, were fine with it. We're like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. We're on vacation.
They were enjoying
right?
their time. They were dining.
The daughters, not so much. They were like, Dad, if this was a restaurant, you would have complained already.
Mhm. Don't you think this is taking a while? We should say something. And Kyle hears this,
Yeah.
goes to tell Natasha. And this is when Sandy walks by and overhears. She's always in the right place at the right time recently. She's always overhearing these things. And so she goes to take a look at what's going on. And she can sense the tension between Dave and Natasha. She knows. Once again, she had this talk with them a few weeks ago. She knows there's the dynamic there and there's this tension there. And now it's affecting the guest experience. And that's a no-no. And she goes, I got to keep my eye on this.
I mean, 2 more charters, they can figure it out, but
You would hope.
yeah.
This was the first charter of Dave's that I remember where the guests weren't blown away by
Yeah.
the food, right? The daughter was like, this isn't like 7-star amazing, which I don't
Yes.
think there's a such thing as 7 stars. I thought it
So,
stopped at 5.
Once the paella comes out, right? He have like a 2 different kind. I think someone doesn't eat something.
Okay.
So it's like a smaller paella and a bigger one.
Yeah.
And he serves and the guests are not even eating it. They're like, ew, like this is not too good. Like I'm not even hungry anymore.
Filled up on that
Like
bread.
they were just like upset.
Yeah, they lost their appetite, I
That
guess.
was not good.
It wasn't
And
good for Dave.
It was funny because I thought this is gonna be amazing because they couldn't sell This was the way to wow the guests. Everyone was working. Like Z is cleaning with Natalya. Reed is refilling water. Then what's his name? Storm's bringing them the bread. Like everyone is working. It was a disaster.
Reed was just showing off because he wants to bang Lila. Reed was like,
one of them. I thought they were twins, but I don't think they are.
Well, Reed wanted to bang one of the daughters.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone heads to bed, and then you think that's it. You're like, oh, episode's over.
Well,
Not
one
so
of the
fast.
daughters, I don't know which one because they look the same, walking past the kitchen, the galley, she's like, oh my gosh, like, thanks for the dinner. It was amazing. You know that you have a microphone on you, right?
We heard the truth.
We heard it.
We
You
heard what
both
you
were
think.
complaining.
Yeah, but so you think, okay, that's it. Episode's done. Solid episode. And then you just hear plates crashing down and Kyle going head first into the floor.
While holding 2 balloons.
Yeah. It sounded bad. It looked bad. Everyone rushes over to go check on him. They're like pulling his pants up because maybe he sprained an ankle or
I think
something.
he did. Well, we'll see.
Poor Kyle. I mean, first his tooth,
Oh my gosh.
now his ankle or something. He's not a lucky man on this boat.
This is
That's
TB.
Another TBC.
TBC.
To be continued. Yeah. Good episode. It kind of flew by.
Yeah,
This
did.
episode. When it
did.
ended, you even said, you're like, oh, that's it. It's over.
I know.
So good episode. That's a sign of a good episode.
Sign of a good episode.
Especially when they didn't even get off the dock.
Right? Well, good for us, not so good for the guests.
We'll see next time. Hopefully they get out there.
Listen,
Hopefully.
keep the drama going. That's
know.
what I'm tuning in for.
I know. All right, that's it. That's the episode. Thank you for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. A lot of news over there. We're going to get some memes over there. It's a good time. You can message us. We like to talk to you, so that's fun too.
Yeah.
Also, join the Patreon, patreon.com/married to reality. So much is happening over there. I can't even begin to list it, but I will try. The Single Life is over there. We did a bonus episode of Real Girlfriends in Paris.
Yeah.
We just dropped a bonus episode of The Real Love Boat, and we know you guys are suckers for boats. We have a Halloween extravaganza coming up. It doesn't stop. Patreon.com/married to reality. Get on that.
And we may or may not be in costumes for the Halloween special.
How could I forget? Also, thank you for the reviews. We love when you guys bring those reviews to us. It makes our day. It makes our week. It is the wind in our sails. So keep them coming. We'll read the 5-star ones on the main podcast. And last but not least, make sure you're following the podcast right here, wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. No matter what platform you're listening to, all you have to do is look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's hot. Yes. Hopefully the next episode.
All right.
Because we are getting closer
Towards
to the end.
If there's 2 more charters.
It's like 4 more episodes,
Sandy said that before this charter. So every charter gets maybe 3 more episodes. 1 more episode to finish this charter.
Yeah.
And then 2, maybe 3 more episodes.
Maybe.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
there.
So that is it. Thank you guys again for listening. I think I've said it all. Have you
I
said
said
it?
it all.
You sure have. All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.